get back to discussing what all of this could actually imply for the global markets. We've got Ed Yardeni joining in on the show right now. Ed, hi, good morning. Good to have you on the show. And here we thought we'll start talking about Trump and Xi, but I think the bigger headline is what's happening between Trump as well as Musk, and that's clearly getting ugly. I mean, now Musk calling out for Trump's impeachment. Where do you think this spat is headed?
Well, it's certainly not a happy development, though I think there were some commentators that figure that such powerful men with the big egos that they both have, that the bromance wouldn't last very long. And those forecasts turned out to be right. Now, you can never know exactly how these things develop. For all we know, in a month or two, all will be forgiven and we'll be moving on and see them shaking hands. But right now, Musk sounds like he's really talking about significantly reducing his support for Democrats in the Republican midterm elections next year. And he's even talking about a centrist party. So it's a very fluid situation. I mean, Trump is obviously extremely powerful as the president of the United States, but Musk clearly also has a tremendous impact, as evidenced by the fact that we're talking about him, and we're talking about that before we're talking about the conversation between Trump and Xi, which I think actually is obviously more important. And from what I gather, they both agreed to keep talking, and Trump made it sound like the deal is still on, whatever that means. But I think the concerns has been about rare earth minerals, I should say. And I don't know. We'll see. We need more detail to see whether something has been ironed out in that regard.
Hi Ed, this is Shrishti. But Ed, overnight we have seen a big slump in Tesla stock as well. It's been a 14% decline amidst all the conversations that these two were having. Along with that, if the spending and the tax bill goes through, it can have a negative impact on Tesla, which is already dealing with a sales decline in some of the other geographies. What's your sense on Tesla as a stock? Do you believe that more of such fall one can actually expect?
Well, it just all demonstrates that the head of a company really has to focus on the best interests of the shareholders. Musk, because of his unusual power in Tesla and a few of the other companies, feels as though he can do more than one thing at the same time. And I think shareholders are going to be quite annoyed, if not angry, about Musk not focusing just on Tesla. And he said that he was leaving the Doge committee to focus on Tesla, and all of a sudden he's, writing all sorts of fairly nasty comments about on the political side. So he's got to decide what he wants to do. But I think Tesla is going to be a one-off case, obviously determined by the rhetoric coming out of Musk and how Trump responds to it. And the reality is it's not going to have any impact on the trade negotiations. It's not going to have any impact, I don't think, on the big, beautiful bill, which obviously Musk thinks is a big, ugly bill and would like to kill the bill. But I don't think he's got enough influence to do that. And I think politicians will want to pass the bill, if nothing else, because it maintains the tax cuts that were imposed in 2017. Without that, we're going to have a major tax increase, which could really hurt the economy. And that's the last thing the Republicans want, is anything that'll hurt the economy as they approach the midterm elections at the end of next year.
Ed, hi, this is Snehi also joining in. Just wanted to shift focus from the Trump-Musk dynamic to the Trump-Xi Jinping dynamic, then everything that's been happening on that front. While we don't have a lot of details out of this almost 90-minute call, what do you think the impact of this very slow negotiation between these two countries could have on the market, especially on sectors that are heavily reliant on this entire US-China trade dynamic?
Well, there's obviously a cultural divide between the way China likes to do things and the way the United States likes to do things. And certainly with President Trump, likes to negotiate, likes to do deals, and likes to kind of do it, person to person, leader to leader. And that's not the way the Chinese much prefer to have a delegation of experts on trade negotiate. And 90 days is not a period. Nobody believes that you can negotiate a trade treaty in 90 days, let alone implement the trade treaty. All you can get in 90 days is an agreement to keep talking. All you can really do is get maybe a framework of how future talks should go. I think at some point here, President Trump is simply going to declare victory, declare that there's enough of an understanding of where negotiations can go that he'll let the decisions be made and negotiated by delegations from China and the United States. But it's not going to be an easy negotiations. The Chinese aren't going to make it easy for Trump, and Trump has sort of cornered himself because he doesn't have the luxury of time, given that the midterm elections are coming. Also, a lower court has ruled that Trump doesn't even have the constitutional authority to do what he's done on the trade side. That's been stayed by an appeals court, but this may accelerate, go up to the Supreme Court, and it's possible that even the Supreme Court will rule that Trump declared a crisis when there isn't a crisis, and took on powers that he really doesn't have if there isn't, in fact, a crisis.
Indeed. Vared, good chatting with you today. Thanks for your take on all that's happening between Trump and Xi and Trump and Musk. But let's...
If you like this video, then like, share and subscribe to ET Now.